Hello, Cougars fans, and welcome to Averett University's North Campus, Frank R. Campbell Stadium, and Daly Field, where we're going to have your Averett University Cougars going up against the Huntingdon Hawks in a soccer matchup. And so we will get starters underway, starting us off with Huntingdon. Number 99, Zach Sheehan. Number 5, Jose Lopez. Number 7, Tyler Watts. 10 is Connor Howard. 13, A.J. Jonas. 14 is Rich Horton. 17 is Mac Puller. 22 is Logan Tucker. 23, Keelan LeBlanc. 25, Zach Smith. And 29, Kiba Jing. And now, the starters for your Averett University Cougars. Number 5 in defense, Owen Story. Number 6 in defense, Asher Francis. Number 7, another defender, Patrick Miller. Number 17, Nick Price. 19, Eric Blick. And 25, David Mullen.
Fans, at this time, please direct your attention to the field as we begin our Senior Day ceremony for the Averett University men's soccer team. Before Averett men's soccer honors its own seniors, they'd like to honor the lone senior on Huntington's roster, Mac Puller. Now it's time to commemorate Averett's men's soccer senior class. These 5 seniors have dedicated so much of themselves to the program over the last 4 seasons. Head coach Phil Wilson and his assistants Matthew Kerrer and Matt Brumall are proud to call these players their own for their contributions they have made to the program and to the university as a whole. Our first senior is number 0, Austin Bramhall. A native of Herndon, Virginia, Austin has been a consistent force in goal, making 214 saves and posting 4 shutouts in 34 starts and 36 total appearances throughout his playing career. He has also been named the USA South Defensive Player of the Week 3 times during his time at Averett. Majoring in sport management, Austin is accompanied today by his parents, Kimberly and Christopher Bramhall, and younger sister, Julia. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Austin Bramhall. Our next senior is number 1, Christian Hester. A native of Salisbury, North Carolina, Christian has played goalkeeper, making 19 saves over 7 appearances and 2 starts during his career as a Cougar. As a sophomore, he also earned USA South Academic All-Conference honors. Majoring in computer science, Christian is escorted today by his parents, Maria and Chris Hester, along with his sister, Anna. Let's give it up for Christian Hester. Our next senior is number 4, Huso Dukic. A native of Jacksonville, Florida, Huso has been a consistent force playing defense and midfield throughout his career. Over 50 starts and 58 total appearances, he has 4 goals, 8 assists, and 2 game-winning goals. Majoring in biomedical science, Huso is accompanied by his mother, Selma, his brother, Amar, and sister, Irma. Let's give it up for Huso Dukic. Our next senior is number 15, Shawn Dunbar. A native of Kaiserslautern, Germany, Shawn has made 62 starts and 70 appearances on defense. He leads the team with 3 goals this season and added 3 assists throughout his career. Shawn has also earned USA South Academic All-Conference honors twice. Majoring in athletic training and sports medicine, Shawn is escorted today by his parents, Jerry and Kate Dunbar. Let's give it up for Shawn Dunbar. Our final senior is number 21, Jake Searcy. A native of Danville, Virginia, Jake has scored 2 goals and logged 1 assist in 28 starts and 64 appearances as a midfielder for the Cougars. He was named to the USA South All-Sportsmanship Team in 2016. Majoring in athletic training and sports medicine, Jake is accompanied by his parents, Misty and Joel Searcy. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jake Searcy. Let's give another round of applause to your 2018 Averett University men's soccer senior class.
And welcome back after that beautiful playing of the national anthem by the Averett Singers. And again, it is Singer Day. My name is Eddie Glenn, joined here today by Grayson Eaton. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, and it's always a pleasure to be here, Eddie, on this. It's a bit of a blustery, cold day here at Frank R. Campbell Stadium today, but it is great weather for soccer, however.
It is, and I walked out the house today with short sleeves on and turned around and went right back up the stairs to get my hoodie because it was way too cold for short sleeves today.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely too cold for short sleeves here today.
And the bad thing is it's not even the coldest it's going. We haven't even reached winter yet, so it's only going to get colder from here. But nevertheless, again, it is Senior Day here. The Cougars wearing the all-gold uniforms. Huntington comes in the red striped tops and yellow or white bottoms, Seniors today: Austin Bramhall, Huso Dukic, Shawn Dunbar, Jake Searcy, and Christian Hester. All looking to pick up a win, pick up their third win of the year. Huntington comes in 3-11, 3-11-1, 2-7-1 in the USAC play. Averett 2-13-1, 0-9-1 USAC play. So both teams looking to get back on track here in the latter part of the season.
Yeah, and Eddie, last night the Cougars played Huntington in football, and we beat Huntington last night. So the soccer team is going to see what they can do with Huntington today and see if they can send Huntington back home 2 days in a row with a loss.
Absolutely, and like you said, last night Huntington did in fact lose in football, and this can, like you said, that can definitely give a good bit of momentum for the soccer team today.
We are playing here.
And so I believe this will be a substitute coming on the field for Huso Dukic, as he tore his ACL earlier on this year. And, unfortunately, he will not be able to play in this game, this Senior Day game.
Yeah, and special moments on the field as he's exiting off to go back to the sidelines, hugging each one of his fellow players as he heads off.
And checking on for him is actually number 9, Kobe Screven. But, like you said, Huso really wanted to play in this game, really wanted to play his senior year, but injuries just, they happen and they're unforeseen and you can't predict them, and they are extremely unfortunate. But at least he was out here able to celebrate and share that moment with his team.
Huntington with the ball now. The Cougars are fighting with them, though. Let's see what the teams can do here. This ball heads out of bounds on the field right now. Huntington with the ball once more. See if they can complete a nice few passes here. But it looks like the ball is bouncing off of the heads of a few Cougars right now.
And this is actually played into a very good spot for the Cougars if they can get to the ball.
And a couple of the players tumble on the side of the field, a Cougar and a Huntington player. It looks like they're both okay, though. But the ball does roll back out of bounds.
And a good show of sportsmanship from Jake Searcy there. Jake Searcy, really a really tough player, really hard-nosed player. And he's not afraid to get down and dirty and get right back up and into action. And if he does trip up a player and makes a player fall, then he's the first one to that player to make sure, and one, that they're okay, and two, that he's going to be there to help them up. And Jake Searcy, just that's the type of tough soccer, tough sports that you like to see. Play tough on the field, but there's no need for disrespect.
That's exactly right, Eddie. I believe if I was a soccer player on the opposite team and somebody tripped me up, I think that would mean a lot to me if the player who did that would come over to me and help me and ask me if I was okay. I think that's just a sentimental part that all of our Averett family here displays towards anyone, whether it's an opposite team or just someone in the community.
And so here's the Cougars working through the middle of the field with the ball, trying to connect a few passes, and they still have possession here. Pass over to Nick Price. Price over to Mullen. Mullen advances down the right wing. Cougars still with possession, trying to cross her, but off a Huntington player, so the Cougars will get the throw in. And let's see if they try and toss this into the box here. And it looks like that will be the strategy. Ball into the box, and found the head of a Huntington player instead of a Cougar, but the Cougars, again, are still with it. So that is very good news. Ball played. Throw into the Cougars. That was Patrick Miller working for the ball there. Ball into the box again, and Sheehan able to get his hands to it.
Sheehan sends it deep into the field looking for his fellow Huntington players. But it looks like the Cougars are going to regain the ball once again. They are headed back towards to see if they can try to get a goal here early on. Nice pass there by one of the Cougars. I couldn't tell who that was, but
and it was Jake Searcy on that right wing over there working. And we were talking yesterday, and the plan is to play the ball through Searcy, really. And when the Cougars do that, when they play through Searcy and Dunbar, they really have a lot of success. Searcy's so smart on that right wing. He's able to set his players up, and it's just a matter of, do the players on the other end of the pass, can they finish, and can they capitalize on the nice setup from Searcy?
it looks like it's going to be a corner kick by the Cougars here.
And it's actually a goal kick. A little discrepancy between the two referees there on the call.
Yeah, the Cougars thought they had it, but it ended up being Huntington that ends up with the ball. Sheehan sends it back into the field. The ball does roll out of bounds. Averett now with the throw in.
Cougars working in that right wing corner area. Cross sent in. Doesn't find a Cougar yet. And the ball will be cleared out. And will be a throw in for the Cougars. They will flip field and go to Shawn Dunbar. Dunbar, again, one of the smartest players on this team. Nice 1-2 touch there. Let's see what they can set up. Screven gets a foot to it.
At the goal, but it is stopped out by Sheehan. Nice go for the Cougars, though, but it just wasn't able to get past Sheehan.
And that was a very quality look at goal right there. And that's something that will give these Cougars momentum, knowing that they can get a beautiful look like that on goal. Shawn Dunbar doing a good job of setting Screven up and not being selfish. Cougars just trying to get out of their defense here, as Huntington is applying the pressure. And that was Nick Price not able to get the touch off the ball that he wanted.
The Hawks now with the ball. Let's see if Averett can regain control. So it looks like the ball is once more going to roll back out of the sidelines.
And this is a Cougar soccer team who yesterday morning played LaGrange in a nice rainy soccer game. Everybody was wet and slipping and sliding.
A big collision there by Cougar number 17 and Hawks number 7. They do get back up though, so they are okay, but the ball that caused the ball to roll back out of bounds and Hawks to get the throw in or the kick in here.
And you're exactly right. A free kick here for Huntington. Sent into the box, and it does find a Huntington head, but just left of the goal. So Bramhall doesn't have to do much defending.
Yeah, and Huntington just missed that goal. Bramhall sends it in. Owen Story now with the ball. He's running down the field. Let's see what he decides to do here. He passes it.
And he's going to, look like he was trying to flip field, but he might be able to. The Cougars almost was able to get that to go and work in their favor, but almost doesn't count in soccer. So Sheehan was able to get his hands to it, and the score remains 0 apiece.
Cougars heading back down the field.
A nice pass there. Can Searcy get to it? No, he can't.
Seriously, very light on his feet, though. He was close, but just couldn't stop it before it rolled back out of the field.
And so now number 30, Christian Hester, will be checking out, one of the other seniors on this soccer team. Johnny Commander checks in his place.
Ball sent in by the Hawks.
Commander with the ball. And this pass may be able to find Screven. And it doesn't. Huntington able to get to it, but it doesn't mean they are out of danger.
And the teams are fighting hard for this ball right now. They want to go ahead and put a score up on the board.
Cougars just making the smart, secure passes. And here's Bramhall to advance it back into the attack. Story with the ball in the defense. He tries to get it over to Searcy on that right wing again. The Cougars, when it comes to the attack, really trying to play through Searcy. And this will be a free kick for the Cougars on the football 25. Shawn Dunbar will step up. He has the chance to put it at goal or try and send a little poocher up over this wall right here.
Yeah, this could be a great opportunity for the Cougars if they can get something lined up here.
And he put it at goal, and that was a good attempt at goal.
Yeah, he nearly got it, but it was just cut out by Sheehan.
And so now a corner kick here. Jake Searcy will step up to take the corner. And if you're Dunbar, that free kick you have to put at goal on your senior day. You have to at least let it rip one more time. Here's Searcy putting it in. Still on the ground inside the box.
Ball sent back towards goal, but just goes over the top of it. So the Cougars once again just shy of getting a goal. The way the Cougars are getting shots close to that goal. It shouldn't be long now before they are able to pull one off here. Ball sent back into the field by Sheehan. It's like the ball's going to roll back out onto the sidelines.
Throw in for Huntington. Francis with it. Back to Bramhall they play. Seriously doing a good job of defending there. Mullen with it over to Dunbar. Back to Mullen. Mullen. Well, he was trying to find Bleak, but Bleak wasn't ready for the pass. Ball off a Huntington player. Throw in for the Cougars.
Cougars throw it in. There's a lot of Huntington players down there where the ball is now. And not many Cougars. We do have one Cougar there fighting for the ball, though. I believe that is
19, Johnny Kumander.
And the ball does stay in, it seems. It was very close to going out there.
Ball played to Bleak.
See what Bleak can do. He's going to fakes the Hawks.
With the nice skill moves there. Nice scissor kick action from Eric Bleak.
Story, but it gets cut out by the Hawks. The Hawks are going towards the goal, but the flag goes up.
Offsides on Huntington, as that was looking to be a very dangerous situation. The last defender back was Asher Francis.
Nick Price running down the field now with the ball. Let's see if he decides to send it at goal. He doesn't. He passes it to one of his fellow Cougars. Patrick Miller with the pass.
Dunbar with it. Was fighting for it, but pushed off of the ball by a Huntington player. And here's Huntington on the counterattack. Francis there to defend. Francis and Story, a combination of the two. And trying to get the through ball to Dunbar, as Dunbar was making a run. She ain't able to get to it.
Ball sent back in by Sheehan. Cougars now with control of the ball. Let's see, it goes to Owen Story. Cougars still with the ball. Nice few passes by the Cougars. And it looks like they're going to send it at goal, but just cut out by Sheehan. There was a near miss for the Cougars. I think that was about the closest one yet, Eddie, that they've got.
And
they took a shot at.
Sheehan had to absolutely lay out to defend that one and push it away from goal. But nevertheless, the Cougars do have a corner kick. And I believe it is Jake Searcy who will send it in again. And it found the head of Eric Bleak, but he wasn't able to get it to turn the way he wanted it.
Nick Price fighting for the ball, but the flag does go up. Free kick by the Cougars. Looks like Shriven. He's got the ball now, so he passes it. Ball sent back at goal, but just went over the top.
just inches above the crossbar there.
And this has got to be getting annoying to these Cougars players. I mean, they have come close.
And after a while, it does get annoying, but it also, on the flip side, it feeds you and makes you want to keep sending shots because you know you're getting closer and closer with every shot. So look for these Cougars, to keep up the aggressiveness with the shots at goal. Ball over to Screven. And that cross almost made its way through. Ball forced out of bounds by Jake Searcy. Throw in for the Cougars. And Searcy still down on the ground. And finally, Searcy up and walking and moving around. So a free kick for the Cougars. This is Dunbar. And he's going to lace this in the box.
And Dunbar sends it at goal, but it is caught by Sheehan once again.
Great hands by Sheehan there with the traffic of the Cougars coming in.
Yeah, Sheehan proving to be an incredible goalkeeper in this game. So he is regularly cutting out the shots by Averett. Hawks with the ball now.
And Huntingdon hasn't been able to get anything going in their attack, really. I think they've only had one look at goal. The Cougars probably have had 5 by this point.
Yeah, they are getting hounded by the Cougars now. Both teams fighting for the ball. It's like the Hawks are going to get a free kick here. They send it towards the goal. Let's see if their player can get to it, but he doesn't. Just shy of getting to it before it rolled out of bounds. Cougars heading down the field towards the goal once more. Let's see if they can get it inside the box.
They do flip field, so here we go with the Cougars on the left wing. Cross.
And cut out by the Hawks. And a tumble there. Allows, I believe Huntington's going to get a free kick here because of that tumble. Huntington player sends it deep in this field, but Bramhall's got to get his hands on it. So the ball goes back into Averett's possession.
And Huntington trying to form an attack here. They have to threaten Bramhall at some point in time in this game. Ball played to Dunbar. Dunbar over to Searcy. Searcy plays down line to Commander. Commander cuts middle of the field, plays over to Dunbar. Can Dunbar get to it, though? Dunbar does and takes a fall, but Huntington still has it.
Cougars all around the ball. Looks like the ball is ping-ponging between both teams again. See who can get to it first. The Cougars do get to it first, and that is Number 25 of Mullen. Price with the ball again. He sends it on to the other side of the field. Cougars still with the ball.
And looked like Dunbar was trying to play it down the line on a threaded through ball there to Jake Searcy. Throw in actually for Huntington. Substitute coming in.
Huntington with the throw in. Huntington still with the ball. Nice pass by one of the Hawks players there. Hawks were lining something up, but Owen Story cut it out. And the Cougars regain control of it, it seems. But now the Hawks get it. The flag did go up. So we're going to see, it looks like the Cougars are going to get the free kick here. Price with the ball now. Let's see if he decides to send it at goal. He doesn't. He passes it to the number 9 player of Screven. See if they can save the ball. It doesn't. It rolls back out of bounds.
Throw in for the Cougars coming up. And it looks like Searcy is telling them, just put the ball down and let me throw it into the box here. Exactly what Searcy would do. Step back and try and put all he has into this to send it in the box. Ball in. And another throw in for the Cougars.
Looks like Price is going to be the one that throws it in this time.
Another substitute coming on for the Cougars. This is Keelan Fees.
And about 20 minutes left in this first half. Still 0-0. And both teams are fighting for the ball there, but it does end up rolling out of bounds. Cougars with the throw in.
And off the throw in, an immediate cross into the box, but nothing productive comes of it. And here's Huntington on the counter attack. Asher Francis stepping up to defend.
And he was going down the field until one of the Cougars cut him off there. But the Hawks had a nice run, but just couldn't complete it.
Asher Francis doing a great job of defending, but a free kick giving to Huntington. Ball laced in right at Bramhall.
And ball cut out by the Hawks. Let's see if they decide to send it at goal. They do send it at goal, but just over the top. A near miss for the Hawks at scoring a goal. So Bramhall going to send it in. Sends it to Price. Price under attack here by the Hawks. And the Hawks player does win that battle. So the Hawks have the ball now. Ball out of bounds. Throw in by the Cougars.
And that shot was sent towards goal, but not really threatening Sheehan.
Nice shot though by Blick, but just couldn't complete it once more.
This ball might actually find Commander. Fees with it.
Ball sent
cleared
out
by Huntington. So a throw in for the Cougars. Fees on it. Throw in to Huntington now.
Price sends it back towards the field, but towards the Cougar side of the field, that is. And one of the Cougars is down. And that is Mullen. Mullen does get back up. It seems like he's in a bit of pain, though, but he should be okay as he's walking again. Story with the ball now. Story passes it to Price. Price back to Story. Now Story back to Price. Price to Mullen.
Back over to Dunbar on that right wing side of the field. Cross sent in.
And just missed it again.
Sheehan having to turn that ball up and away. Corner for the Cougars.
Price sends it, but it's cut out. Seriously now, and what a hit to that Hawks player, but he is fine. Huntington now with the ball. It's pass to Jonas, the Hawks player there.
And so here's the Cougars again. Jake Searcy. Over to Eric Bleak, just too much on the pass.
It looks like Huntington's going to have to throw in here. About 14 minutes left in this first half of the game. Huntington player does throw it back in. Huntington keeps control of it, but Cougars are attacking. Ball's going to be close to being sent out here, and it does go out.
Cougars slowly but surely working their way down the field here. No need to rush the ball or make any forced passes here. And Huntington kicks it out, so throw in for Shawn Dunbar. Fee steps up to defend. And neither team showing clear possession here. Not yet, at least. He's kind of being tossed, possession being tossed back and forth between the two. But here we go with 26 Hunter Hall for Huntington. And Bramhall able to scoop that ball up as it was making its way into the box.
Yeah, and sends it to Price.
And that's Ian Kirk. And it ended up on top of that ball. The ball did squeak its way out of bounds, so Huntington with the throw in.
Huntington throws it in, but under attack by Nick Price.
And
Cougars getting it down the field.
Keelan Fees working his way, like you said, right down the field. And that's Jake Searcy chasing that ball down, giving him.
Getting close. They were in the box, but rolls back out onto the sidelines. It does look like the Cougars get the throw in as they do. And Ian Clark passes it to Nick Price. The ball was cut out by one of the Hawks there. So they are going back down the field, but it looks like Bramhall is going to get his hands on it, maybe, or maybe not. But the Cougars did end up with it, but the flag does go up. So the Cougars with the ball. See if they can work their way down the field, or what their strategy is. Owen Story has it now to Nick Price. And they're getting down the field about football 40, but just as soon as they do that, the Hawks take it back.
Huntington sending a nice ground crosser into the box, not able to find any Hawks on the other end of that pass, though. Here we go. A nice through ball to Searcy. Can he control it? He does. And that was almost a chance for a great pass.
And it was sent at the goal, but it was cut out again by Sheehan. Sheehan is defending his team greatly. Sheehan sends it back into the field. No team showing clear possession as of now, but I believe the flags do go up here. It's going to be Averett with a free kick, it looks like.
So a free kick for the Cougars here. Ian Kirk to Story.
Price now with it, back to Story. Ball sent back to Bramhall. Bramhall to Story. Story back to Bramhall. Bramhall sent it about to football 50, but no one was there to receive the ball, so it rolled out of bounds. It looks like Huntington's going to get a throw in here. Huntington throws it in. Looks like they're going to get another shot at it. Throws it in again, Huntington does. And several players trip up there. It seems as if they're all right, but And the Cougars going back down the field. That is the number 8 of Bizzelli. Fees now back to Bizzelli.
Ball played down wing to Dunbar.
It was stopped before it went out, but it does manage to find its way out of bounds again. Looks like Averett's going to get a throw in here.
Cross sent in.
Looks like the Hawks saved it. That Hawk player did. See if they can do it again on this side. It looks like they just got to let it go out of bounds this time.
Move under 7 minutes to go in this first half. Both teams tied up at 0 apiece.
Huntingdon with the throw in. Flag goes up. Looks like the Cougars are going to get their turn at the throw in this time. This allows Averett to get the free kick here. Let's see if they're going to send it at goal or if they will find someone to pass it to and let them send it at the goal. Ball was sent at the box.
Still in the not out of danger for Huntington's Story.
Ball cleared out. Huntingdon looks like they're going to get a throw in here. Both teams fighting for it. Ball cleared out. Huntington's going to get the throw in once more. Neither team showing clear possession. Just under 5 minutes left in this first half. Score still 0-0. Sheehan now with the ball. Looks like he's going to send it in. Sheehan sends it into about football 50. Cougars now with the ball. The ball was sent back at Bramhall. Spizzelli is on the ball right now. So he passes it and the ball ends up in Kirk's possession. So the Cougars making a lot of passes here. They still have control of it, but they are under attack now by the Hawks. Flag goes up.
Cougars play quick off the free kick. Ball over to Dunbar. And they're going to call a handball on Shawn Dunbar.
Averett with the throw in. Averett going to get another shot at the throw in. I believe that might be Searcy with the throw in there.
Back over to Searcy they go. Look for a crosser here as there are players in the box off of that Huntington player. So a corner coming up for the Cougars. Only 2 minutes to go in this game, or in this half, excuse me.
Let's see what the Cougars decide to do here. They send it into the box. Still in the box, but it just went right over top of the goal.
I think Francis was able to get a foot to it, but he wasn't able to get an educated foot to it. It just kind of ricocheted off the top of his foot and took a leap up over the goal.
And, Daddy, as it's about a minute now and 30 seconds left in this first half of this game, I imagine both teams want to get some type of point here, at least so they can get a score on the board, as it's still 0-0.
Well, Huntington has, their game plan coming out of the half is going to have to be at least test Bramhall and test this Averett defense, because they have not been getting shots at or on goal. And just like that situation right there, Owen Story just cutting out any chance of an attack from Huntington. The Cougars, they're quite the opposite story. Their game plan coming out of the half will be keep testing Sheehan, and we will get one to squeak through. Keep testing Sheehan on the attack. Keep playing great defense in our back line, and we will get one to find netting and squeak through. Just about 30 seconds left in this game, or in this half. Huntington on the attack. Kirk and Francis in the defense.
Let's see if Huntington gets to it before it rolls out. Huntington put it in the box, but it's sent back out of the box.
And let's see if the Cougars can counterattack here with just a few seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and the Cougars are getting down the field very quickly. About 15 seconds left now in this first half. Let's see there. 10 seconds left. They're getting back down the field. See if they decide to send it at goal here.
Crossing.
Send at goal. It's in the box. But this half is over, so nothing.
The end of the first half, both teams tied up at 0 apiece. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll bring you the second half of action.
Welcome back to the Averett Sports Network for the second half of this soccer game. Averett versus Huntingdon. In the first half of the game, we saw Averett come very close numerous times to getting a goal, but just was cut out by Sheehan, the goalkeeper for Huntingdon. Huntingdon could not come really close to getting goals in the first half. So we will see if they can get something and send something at Bramhall, Averett's goalkeeper, in the second half. Score still 0-0. It looks like this game is about to start. The second half of this game is getting ready for its start time. Should be any moment now for the kickoff. And here we go. The Cougars now with the ball. Pass to number 15 of Dunbar. So the team's a little bit calmer as of now than we saw in the first half. I don't expect this to last long, though. Cougars working their way down the field just like they did in the first half. They're getting close to being inside the box, sent at goal, but just cleared out by Huntingdon. So once again, just starting this game, Averett sends it at goal once again, but just misses. And as Eddie was talking about in the first half of the game, it is not going to be long before Averett is able to complete one of the shots that they send towards goal. Sheehan sends it back in for Huntingdon. Huntingdon going towards the goal. They've got it inside the box. Let's see if they can send it at Bramhall. It was cut out by the Cougars, but that is the closest that Huntingdon has came.
And I tell you what, Grayson, that was a great effort there by Shawn Dunbar to get back and block that ball because he was beat. He had a 2-on-1 situation, and he was in a very bad spot.
Yes, and that could have been trouble for the Cougars if they were able. If Dunbar wasn't where he was, it could have been trouble. Let's see, the Cougars are going back down the field now. The Cougars are already taking one shot at goal in this game, or in this half, and they do
finish it off.
Finally, the Cougars have finished the goal off. They finally get it past Sheehan.
And Grayson, that's Jake Searcy, who yesterday scored his first goal, and today, on his senior day, will score his second. And what's he got planned here for the celebration?
And the fans
the
are loving
Jake Searcy
this.
dance.
And I walked down into the stands, and Jake Searcy's family has actually put up balloons here on the sidelines showing his number. So,
and Jake Searcy with his signature goal celebration, celebrated with the rest of his team over there in the corner. Jake Searcy, the first goal of the game, the second here this year.
Yeah, and Searcy here with a lot of support. So the score now, Averett up 1-0. See what the Cougars decide to do here. They send it back to Bramhall. Bramhall back to Francis, I believe. Francis passes it to, I believe that is Blick. But Blick doesn't have it any longer as he passes to one of the Cougars. The Cougars are getting down the field. See if they can get in the box, but the flag goes up. Huntingdon with the ball now. Looks like the Cougars are going to attack, though. Huntingdon headed towards the goal, and one of the Cougars trips up. The flag does go up. Ball to Dunbar. Dunbar passes it to Francis, I believe is who that was. Yes, no, it wasn't. It was Miller who had it. Cougars still in possession of the ball currently. Huntingdon with the ball now, but it's got to be cleared out. It's like Huntington's got to get a throw in here. Huntingdon throws it in. Both teams fighting for it as it is cleared back out. Averett with the throw in. A couple players tumble there, but the Cougars are getting ready to send it back at goal and just missed it.
And Johnny Commander knows it. He wants that one back as he was about to lace that one into the back of the net had it not hit that Huntington player. Johnny Commander had goal on his mind, but the Cougars with a corner kick right now. Cougars still with it. Back to Searcy. Searcy plays backwards. And off to Searcy we go. Francis
sent back at goal, but just went over the top of it.
Too much air on that ball.
Both teams fighting for the ball. Neither team has shown clear possession, but Averett now has it. They're right on the edge of the sidelines. Both teams fighting for it. Looks like the Hawks have it now. See if the Hawks can get it inside the box. They are in the box, but let's see if they can step up and shoot it at goal.
And a great defense there by the Cougars, able to clear that ball out. Eric Bleak will step up to defend.
The Hawks have it once more. Let's see what they do here.
Nice cross sent in, finds its man's, but they had to take it off the chest and not able to get a good bounce on it. So here's Commander looking for Searcy again.
So Huntingdon with the ball. Let's see, they're going back down the field. Ball cleared out. And it looks like Huntingdon did step it up a little bit from the first half, as they have been able to get it inside the box. But the problem is Averett stepped it up as well, as they have got a goal early in this second half of the game. And
Eric
Averett now is
Bleak.
heading back towards the block, but the flag does go up.
And Eric Bleak made a good move to get past his defender, but that ball just made its way across that out-of-bounds line. And this is Bramhall.
Bramhall sends it to about football 50, but I believe the ball is going to roll out of bounds as it does. Averett's going to have to throw in here.
And you could hear Bramhall from here yelling at Eric Bleak to
The
stay
Cougars
wide.
Yeah, they're getting down the field again, Eddie, but it just got cleared out once again.
And here's Searcy. Cross sent in. Found Kumander, but Kumander not able to point that ball the right way off of his head.
The Cougars aren't out of it yet. Ball still going, but the Hawks did end up clearing the ball out. Hawks going to have a throw in here. Hawks player does throw it in. Hawks with it now. Let's see if they can get something going. Hawks still with it. One of the Cougars tried to stop the ball, but
That was
he
Nick
slipped
Price.
up.
Like he was going for a bicycle kick to clear that ball out. Miscalculated, or like you said, either just slipped up.
So it looks like Bramhall is going to send it back in. Story with the ball now.
And the Cougars in some trouble here. Bramhall able to stop it.
And nice cut out by Bramhall. Bramhall's getting a little bit more of a workout here in this second half from the Hawks. If they have taken some shots, I would say that's probably the closest that they have been to getting a goal.
Absolutely. Finally able to get in and threaten Bramhall. Bramhall ended that first half with no saves, as Huntingdon only had 2 shots, but none of them were on goal. Here's the Cougars working their way into the attack now. Eric Bleak looking for Fees.
Cougars have a chance here. Let's see.
I think the Cougars were looking for a foul against Fees.
The ball was cleared out of the box, and now the ball is cleared out of the field altogether. So it looks like the Cougars are going to get a throw in.
Dunbar with the ball.
Dunbar passes it to Bramhall. Bramhall sends it back in.
Throw in for Huntingdon now.
Huntington throwed it in. And Huntington player trips up, allowing Averett to get control of the ball, but not so fast. The Huntington player does step up. And both teams fighting for it. Averett does win that fight, though. They are heading back towards the goal. But it looks like the Hawks steal it back from Averett.
Did a great job of defense there, but Dunbar with a great job. I mean, Dunbar absolutely one of the best defenders in the conference. And what a pass to find Fees, and here's the Cougars.
Ball was sent at the goal, but it was cut out by someone, obviously a Hawks player.
Cross.
Let's see, the Cougars still have a chance here. And
the Cougars almost found Fees. And Dunbar with a shot at goal there. Blocked out by a Huntington player.
Yeah, one of the Cougars passed it to, I believe it was Fees, and Fees slipped up on the ground, missing it. That could have been a goal. Let's see, they still have a shot. Let's see if they can send it in. It was sent at goal, but the goalkeeper for Huntington keeps it out. And I believe that ball was sent into the stands. So out of bounds, and it looks like Huntington is going to get the throw in here. Huntington headed towards the goal, but Cougars are on attack.
And here's Dunbar opening up and using some pace. He cuts middle of the field. He still got it.
Hawks are surrounding this
and
Cougar.
Fees will be fouled, and that's going to be a free kick inside the football 20. And again, that's going to give Shawn Dunbar the option to put this on goal.
So let's see if the Cougars can do something here.
And Dunbar definitely has the option to put this ball on goal. And he hits the wall.
Yeah, it's always tough to get it past that wall that the players form like that. Ball was sent at the goal, but just narrowly missed it. So Sheehan going to send it back in here.
And Commander with the ball. Let's see what the Cougars can do. And Commander was fouled from behind. So a free kick for the Cougars. And again, this will be Dunbar taking a free kick, the usual free kick taker for the Cougars. Cougars sending players towards the box. They play short and quick. A nice ball played.
Both teams fighting for it as the ball is cleared out. So ball sent in. Let's see if Huntington can get it down the court, but the ball is cleared out by Averett. Ball into the stands.
And again, that's Dunbar with a nice piece of defense.
And Huntington was quick to throw it in. Let's see if they can send it at goal. It's going to be tough, though. It's a lot of yellow out there on the field. They are close to the box, and they do send it at goal, but it was a miss. Bramhall sends it in. Cougars with a nice few passes. It looks like they're going to send it at the goal, but it's cut out by Sheehan.
And that was David Mullen trying to find Commander streaking, like you said, towards the goal there, but Sheehan able to step up and get his hands to it. Ball sent out into the Huntington attack now.
He's got a player down on the field about it. In between football 20 and 30, but he does get up. Was a Huntington player, but he is fine. Huntington with the free kick. Well, no, sorry, it goes to Bramhall. So Bramhall sends it in. Looks like this could go out of bounds, and it does.
Oh, he just came off the foot of Bramhall the wrong way.
So throw in by Huntington. Huntington throws it in, but to the wrong player. But it looks like Huntington's still going to get control of it, but it's just too many Cougars down there, I believe, for them to send it at goal, as the Cougars do get control of it once again.
Ball played over to Dunbar. Dunbar over to Bleak.
See if Bleak tries to send it at goal here. He may, and he does, but it's cut out by one of the Huntington players. It looks like Powell, I believe, is going to throw in here, or he's going to let one of his fellow Cougars.
It's Jake Searcy. He's going to come and toss it into the box.
Yep, Searcy throws it into the box. Let's see if Huntington, well, Searcy gets back control of it.
Mullen.
It's sent at the
And
goal,
that was
but Sheehan defends.
almost an own goal there.
Sheehan sends it deep into the field. The ball does wind up back in Bramhall's possession. So the Cougars
Ball
are getting
played
it down the field.
Down line there on that left wing area. Goal kick for Huntington.
So ball sent in. See, it looks like Averett has control right now, but Huntingdon is on attack. So Huntingdon has it right now. Nice few passes by Huntingdon, but we've got to get it on the other side of the field. So the Cougars headed back down the field. Just like that, it was stopped as they're kind of stalled out a little bit now. Both teams fighting for the ball. It looks like Dunbar is going to be the closest one to it as the ball rolls out.
And Jake Searcy checking out of the game. And checking in is Levi Partonen. Asher France working through the middle of the field. Stops a defender in his tracks.
He is going. Let's see what the Cougars can do. They are in the box, but Huntingdon clears it back out of the box. So the Cougars heading back down the field. They've got a chance here. But just like before, the Hawks do clear it back out of the box. Now the ball rolls out of bounds. Huntingdon desperately does not want the Cougars to get another goal, as it's now about 19 minutes left in this game. Score still Averett 1, Huntingdon 0. Sheehan is going to have the opportunity to send it in now. So a trip up by Kumander, and it looks like he's in a bit of pain down here on the sidelines. Appears to be a leg issue.
And we're going to take a break as he is attended to. Commander helped off the field, and he will be attended to. In the meantime, Jake Searcy back onto the field for the Cougars. Cougars lead 1-0, 8:16 left in this ball game. Cougars look to close out here on Senior Day. And here's Dunbar now.
Dunbar headed towards goal.
And Dunbar almost found Partonen. Partonen, I think, miscalculated the speed of the ball.
And neither team holding clear possession right now. Does look like Huntingdon has possession currently after ping-ponging back and forth with Averett, but Averett does win out. Averett came to attack the Huntingdon player, but it looks like Huntingdon is going to get a free kick here.
Free kick for Huntingdon. And this will be number 10, Connor Howard, taking over free kick duties for the Hawks. Ball sent into the box.
Hawks have a chance here.
And Dunbar able to get his body in front of it.
See what this Hawk can do. The whistle was blown and the flag went up.
So there will be a free kick for the Cougars.
Story passes it to Powell. Now Francis to Dunbar. Dunbar to Searcy. Searcy, I believe that's to Partonen. That was actually Powell that it was passed to, but now the Hawks are going back down the field with it, but the ball does roll back out of bounds.
And here's Luke Pooh. Still chasing that ball down. Every time he gets to the ball, there's a Huntingdon player right there to meet him. And Huntingdon actually takes over possession temporarily.
Huntingdon just saved that ball from going out.
And offsides will be called against Huntingdon.
So Story sends it in deep.
Throw in for the Cougars. And so a free kick would be given to the Cougars. I think Partonen got pushed over there on that sideline. So Owen Story on the free kick. Ball sent in high.
It was in the box, but it's cleared out by Huntington. So it looks like Searcy might do a corner kick here, as that is what he is going to do.
And Dunbar, looked like Dunbar might have been able to get his head to that.
So Sheehan going to send it in for the Hawks.
And David Mullen defending. Of course, the Cougars would hate to give up a late goal like this and put their win in jeopardy. Story able to move that ball out of the box, but again, the Cougars are not out of danger yet. Foul called against Jake Searcy. And Searcy back up. So Howard will take the free kick.
So Howard with the free kick, but he hits that wall that the Cougars had made in front of him. Huntington still with possession. The ball just gets past Parton there on the side. It looks like the Cougars might have it now.
And the Cougars might be able to get out on a break here if they can chase this ball down. And so I believe that's going to be a free kick or a throw-in, excuse me. We'll wait and see the official. Yeah, throw-in for actually a free kick. There was some confusion down on the field. So a free kick it is the official ruling given to Huntington. Parton's pass interrupted by Huntington.
Both teams fighting for the ball. Neither team is showing real possession here. This is kind of going back and forth between both teams. Looks like Huntington is now on it. The ball does get cleared out.
And so checking back into the game is Christian Hester at goalkeeper. One of the seniors in this senior day extravaganza.
And it looks like Huntington sent it at goal, but it was a bit a ways away from the goal to actually go in it.
They definitely had the opportunity to chip Hester. But like you said, it just kind of the ball just kind of went haywire, and the Cougars remain in the lead by 1 point.
And about 8 minutes left in this game, so it's time for Huntington to go to work if they're going to tie up the Cougars and have a shot at maybe overtime if they can't get 2 goals here in under 8 minutes. So Huntington sends it into the box.
And Hester goes up to catch that ball and took a shot there from one of those Huntington players. But Hester does a great job of standing in there and keeping that ball away from goal.
Yeah, Hester just managed to save that ball.
Here's Keelan Fees.
They're going down the field. They may have a chance here if that Cougar can get to it, but he doesn't.
Offsides was called, even if he would have put that in the back of the net, it wouldn't have counted as he was offsides.
So Huntington with possession currently. Huntington seems as if they might have a shot here. They're in the box. It's a lot of Cougars around there, though.
Free kick called. Given to the Cougars.
So Hester going to send it in for the Cougars. So the Cougars in possession currently. Let's see if they can get it down the field.
And the referee says that's clean soccer. And again, the Cougars would hate to give up a goal here under 5 minutes to go left in this game and have to try and rush to another goal.
So one of the Cougars sent the ball at goal, but Sheehan did cut it out. So Sheehan sends it back into the field. And ball sent in by Huntington. It ties the game 1-1. That is exactly what they needed.
And if you're a Huntington fan, this is exactly what you love to see. But if you're an Averett fan, you were just 4 minutes and 41 seconds away from victory here on Senior Day. And time is not up. You can still get another one, but man, that one hurts.
Yeah, the Averett did not want to see that. Chester just couldn't defend that ball from getting in the goal. So the Cougars now with possession. See if the Cougars can get a shot here. They've got a chance. But cut out by Sheehan.
And when I say the Cougars were about 8 inches away from another goal, they were literally within inches of finding netting once again and taking the lead back.
The Cougars so desperately wanted that goal. Sheehan sends it back into the field. Let's see if the Cougars can try to get that ball towards that goal as they are going towards a goal again. They have got to score something here. So the ball sent at goal, but Sheehan once again defends the goal. Both teams fighting for it. Huntingdon now with it. Huntingdon going back down the field. So Huntingdon now with it. They're going back towards the box. Ball cleared out. So this is a throw in by Huntingdon. They throw it into the box. Let's see if it's going to go out of bounds here, or can it be saved? And it does get saved by the Cougar. Powell now passes it to the wrong player. Huntingdon back in possession of that ball. Now back in possession of the Cougars. The Cougars are running down the field. Let's see what they can do. They've got it inside the box. Can they get a goal? And just missed it.
And again, Grayson just inches away from finding netting. Within 2 minutes, the Cougars have put up 2 more opportunities within a fingertip of the goal. It hurts, but, it keeps feeding you the momentum to want to keep shooting and keep shooting and keep shooting. The Cougars need it. But if we go into overtime, Grayson, the rules go as follows. It is golden ball or a golden goal where we will play 2 10-minute periods we will play 2 10-minute periods or the first goal that is scored. So whichever one comes first, if the goal is scored, that team wins. Or we would go to 2 10-minute periods. If no one scores at the end of those 2 10-minute periods, then it is ruled a draw at the end of overtime.
Yes, that will make overtime definitely interesting.
So 1:38 remaining until one team can decide, but it's kind of, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, a substitute coming on for Jake Searcy.
I believe that is the number 9 of Scriven coming back onto the field. Sheehan sends it back into the field. Ball is ping-ponging between both teams, but Huntingdon seems to be in the better situation here. The Cougars are running them back down the field. The Cougars desperately fighting for this ball. One of the players trips up, so the ball does go back out of bounds.
1 minute left on the clock.
And Eddie, it looks like this game will go into overtime unless something miraculous can happen here within these under what is now 45 seconds.
And the Cougars making their way down the field.
They're getting down the field, but it's just no Cougars there, but they're still fighting for it.
30 seconds to go. The Cougars still have the ball. And offsides called on the Cougars.
So Huntingdon going to send it back in. Let's see,
And
the
here's the
Cougars are
Cougars.
going for it.
And a foul called.
Yeah, and it looks like this is going to be it, Eddie. We're going to go into overtime, it seems, with just about 5 seconds left.
And if the Cougars can make something happen off this free kick, that would be absolutely amazing. 5.9 to go. We're tied up. Shawn Dunbar on the free kick.
So they have reverted the clock, Eddie, to...
No, it will stay at 5.9. I think
Yeah, I think that might just be a glitch there. So 5 point. So just a little bit of time left here before we go to overtime. As the ball is sent at the goal. Can they make something happen? No, Sheehan defends.
and it did come off the head of a Cougar. And so we will go into overtime after a break here. 2 10-minute periods, golden goal action coming up.
Going back to school is not just for the kids. Averett University has degree programs for working adults who want to pursue their bachelor's or master's online or on campus. Visit gps.averett.edu for more information.
We are back here on the Averett Sports Network for the overtime part of this game. Score is tied up 1-1.
And the Cougars are on the attack.
Ball cleared out. Coming close to the goal, but let's see what Averett can do. They are close to the box. Let's see if they can get it back into the box where it was. See, they might have a chance
Cougars,
here. Ball sent it.
And a goal for the Cougars.
And that is going to do it. And just a minute into the overtime, the Cougars score.
Not even a full minute. 59 seconds is all the Cougars needed to finish off the overtime victory at home on Senior Day. Trying to get a number on who that goal was scored by, but
absolutely incredible shot by one of the Cougars.
and that was Baste Anderson, the freshman forward. Baste putting it away for his team on Senior Day in overtime. Absolute, what a great game, exciting game here on Senior Day. And again, we want to thank everybody for joining us for this game. And again, an exciting game where the Cougars win it 2-1 against Huntingdon, close out the weekend. And my name is Eddie Glenn, joined by Grayson Eaton. Have a great, fantabulous weekend.